with what's happening right now in society, with AI, with blockchain, with the government doing what the government's doing, with all these things happening, you need to have money. I think there's 3 things, Omar, that you need to have if you want to bulletproof yourself and be free and have choices. One is you have to be developed properly. You have to be rooted. You have to understand emotional intelligence. You have to understand how to make decisions based off logic and intelligence, not just emotion. Learn how to have self-control. 2 is you have to have God first. You have to have some type of spiritual source that is not worldly, that gives you an advantage. And 3, you have to have money. If you have those 3 things, you're set. The government can't take nothing from you.
Right.
You're positioned so well that nothing can be taken from you. And I think a lot of people are 1 or 2 paychecks away from being controlled and having things taken from them. That's why I do believe no one talks about money. Money is important.
Right.
It's an excellent servant, but a terrible master. You can't serve 2 masters, but you have to respect and appreciate money because we live in a society that money gives you freedom.
Right.
And the more you give, the more you get.
Yes.
So that's why I don't feel shame talking about money no more. It's like, you got to have money.
Dude, in all honesty, like I've seen with like my audience, a lot of people that have come to, there's a lot of Christians that follow me for obvious reasons.
Amazing.
And I see the money mindset. It's crazy. Like, I mean, and unfortunately it's because there isn't a space created, you know, in the church. And so like you have to go to secular events to learn about biblical principles around money. And I think about Deuteronomy. It says God's given us the ability or the power to create wealth so that we can establish his covenant. Mm-hmm. And that tells me 2 things. Number 1, God created wealth. It's a God idea. So if it's a God idea, it's a good idea. And then second, that if we're going to establish his covenant, it's going to take money. Mm-hmm. So but people are afraid. And I want to kind of go into, like you said, you got to get to a place where you got to figure out how to print money. I love that, by the way. I mean, I if that scares you and you're listening or watching, like, I want you to break that down. And what does that look like? And what does it feel like to feel like, and in some level, I feel like I kind of got there, but because I know you want your money to have money babies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like in business, what does it feel like to print money in business?
Well, first, what's the alternative to printing money? Having no money. I've never met someone, and it's a sad reality, but I've never met someone that doesn't respect money that has any. Most people that have no money, they're like, I don't need money. I don't like money. Rich people are greedy. First of all, greedy people are greedy.
Yeah.
I know broke people that are greedy and rich people that are greedy.
Yeah.
Money is not emotional. It's not good or bad. It's just, they're printed out of thin air.
Right.
It's just a reflection of value. So first you have to understand there's different mindsets that people have revolving money. So a lot of times people don't realize there's 3 different mentalities, like poor, middle class, wealthy. And poor people believe the purpose of money is just to pay their bills. So they go to work. The reason they're working is to pay bills.
Right.
So on Friday, they're like, my bills are paid. That's the focus. Middle class, their entire purpose of money is to build up their credit, to buy enough with credit to pay off later to live a comfortable life. And they're usually saving a lot, right? Saving and investing in things that they can buy later on through credit. That's middle class. Wealthy people have one mentality. The whole purpose of money is to make money work for you. The whole purpose of money is to make more money. Money loves speed. So if you're listening, make your money work for you by understanding how to invest it properly into yourself. There's 4 things successful people invest in, and then I'll go into printing money. 1 is back in themselves.
Yep. Invest
money back into your mindset, back into your intellect, back into books, audios, business practices, coaching, mentorship. That changed my entire life. People used to, when I invested $12.50 a month, it was my first millionaire, I was 24. And people were like, you are an idiot. Money's so hard to come by, and you're investing over $1,000 into some millionaire. He's scamming you. Yeah, I made my first million 2 years later because of him.
Wow.
So of course I'm going to invest in. It's a bet on yourself,
right?
Investing in yourself. So once you invest in yourself, you sharpen your intellect, you make better decisions, you break free of any limiting beliefs and false patterns that you've had from your childhood. Because most things from our childhood, God bless our parents, most parents only taught what they knew.
Right.
You can't be mad at them. You can't resent your parents for only teaching what they knew. They knew what they knew. But it's definitely not what's going to get you to thrive now, right? Especially because they taught us what their grandparents taught them. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you got to invest back into your business. So once you invest in yourself and you learn what business to start, you invest back in the business. Once your business starts making money, you invest back in assets that make money work for you. Whether it's real estate, Airbnb, multifamily, whether it's art, paintings, you invest in things that make the money work. And then fourth is memorable experiences with people you care about. If you invest in yourself, you invest back in business, you invest in assets, and then you invest in amazing experiences. That's the wheel of life right there.
Really good.
So printing money is just understanding how you can solve a problem people care about, and then making sure you realize it's audience expansion before profit maximization. You have to enhance your value to people, and you have to give value before you can get anything. That's what people don't realize. So the new generation, if you just focus on education-based marketing, educating people, and just giving your services for free or showing people what you can do, and then asking for the sale, that's how you start.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people are missing. So I'm sitting with one of my camera guys, Voogd, who I've been with since 17. What is that? 7-8 years. I was at an event with Gerard Adams speaking at his event. Where was it, Voogd? New Jersey? New York? New York or New Jersey? And he goes, let me take some pictures for you. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Then he goes, let's do a photo shoot in New York City. And I'm like, oh, I'm living in San Diego. I'm like, I can't pass down a photo shoot in New York City. That's amazing. I'm like, all right. He's like, let's meet tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. Took a bunch of pictures. I love them. He's like, all right, I hope you enjoy them. Didn't charge me. Didn't even ask for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I said, these are so good. I hired him a couple months later and we've been working ever since.
That's fine.
He didn't, if he would have asked me for money instantly, I would have been like, I'm good. Even though the product was good, don't ask for stuff too quick.
Yeah.
And another thing is, once you add value first, then you have to enhance your skill set to be so good at what you do, you're not just another. I think what's scary is where we're going in the economy is you can't be just another. You can't be just another content creator, just another author, just another singer, just another mortgage broker, just another real estate agent. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to be the go-to. You have to figure out what makes you unique. What's your angle? What's going to make you different than everybody else? How are you going to add more value than everybody else? If you understand that and you enhance your skills that way, that's how you start learning how to print money, because you can print money on demand by just putting out more value and content.
Yep.
Or being able to partner with people that already have your ideal audience. You can leverage that audience to bring more people to you.
Yep.
But the key is getting around other people, Omar, that have already done what you want to do and that make the money you want to make. So my first book, 6 Months to Six Figures, my number one question always was, how do I get to my first 6 figures? How'd you do it? I said, well, I was dead broke. I had no choices. I was discouraged. I couldn't even afford, the rent was $600 in my small apartment in Tacoma, Washington. I couldn't afford it. I was stressed out every month. I started connecting with people that made $500,000 for months at a time. How can I not make my first 6 figures if the only people I connected with made 6 figures? It's inevitable. I could not be a smart guy. And if I just did what they did, talked how they talked, woke up when they woke up, read what they read, thought how they thought, of course I'm going to make 6 figures.
Yeah.
But broke people love hanging out with other broke people. Just makes them feel better. And a lot of times when you reach up to a new level of success, people are grabbing you. No. That makes me insecure. I don't want you to get come back down here a little bit. And they try to pull you to their level. You got to be careful and not be around too many people that try to remind you of who you used to be, in a sense.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you're aware of who you're around. That's a huge key.
So good, dude. I want to like kind of unpack those 4 things. You said like investing in yourself, which is crazy. It's taken me, I know my last known W-2 job was in 2016. I used to work at a church and then went out to just start business. And then it's led me to awesome things, but just like the discovery of entrepreneurship, I wouldn't say it. I would say in the last 3 years is when it like business clicked. And even that the concept of investing in myself, but even more so, doing it, even though it made me afraid, I was afraid to do it. Cause it's like, you're buying something invisible that you're buying belief maybe, or whatever. But like, can you speak to that person? Because like most of the time you're not going to have the money to invest in yourself. That's like a,
well, let's unpack why you had a little bit of fear.
Yeah. I mean, I think number one, I never did. So like, because as crazy as it sounds, I never really bought a course. Did I invest in myself like YouTube University? For sure. Did I ask questions in people in my church, like grab on the wisdom of older people?
But I mean, putting money to work for you.
Yeah, I just didn't. And so the first offer I was presented was a $55K offer. But I believed in where the person was that I was, you know, I was like, I respect where they are in their life.
Mhm.
If I'm their age and I could be there, then that's why I'm doing that. And then even learning that like that is a good like first step. But I invested in myself. I didn't invest in that individual. I invested in myself by doing that.
And what happened when you did it?
Bro, 2 months, like not even a month later, I doubled the like, and I'm learning like the money thing, duh. That's just like inevitable. So I'm speaking from like now experience, but you don't know that it's going to happen like so quickly. But again, I'm the variable. So if I can just apply myself, but yeah, it happened quickly. So now like, it's almost like, yeah, that thing broke off. So like now I'm like, if it's going to make me better or it's going to make it faster, like let's do it,
sure.
you know?
And when you bet on yourself, that's the best thing you could do for your self-worth.
Yeah.
It goes up. It's just like you make the tough or easy decision. If you make the easy decision, if you hit the alarm button, if you eat the unhealthy food versus the healthy food, if you watch a whole series of Netflix when you're struggling, when you should be writing down your goals, every small decision you make that's easy, life gets harder and you lose self-worth. I'm going to work out tomorrow. I'll work out later. And you don't work out, you lose self-worth subconsciously. It's just like when you tell someone you're going to do something, you don't follow through.
Dang.
Subconsciously, people lose respect for you and you lose respect for yourself. And a lot of people are so used to not following through, it's second nature to them. And they don't realize, why does no one respect me? Or why doesn't anyone answer my calls? Because you never follow through on your word, because you don't have a covenant with yourself first.
Really good.
And some people are always like, well, sometimes I do. Think about a covenant. I have a wife and kids. And they're like, well, sometimes I cheat on myself here. It's like, imagine sometimes I cheat on my wife. It's like,
doesn't work.
No, see, you have to kind of have that covenant of treating your body like a temple, but also treating your business like that too. And people don't.